Hey everyone, this is Saito, and we are just a few days away from the Shorekeeper's release. And I want to tell you a couple of things about her because it's pretty interesting, and this may make you understand more about whether you should pull for her or not. That said, let's jump right into the video. So her kit is quite complex at first, even if in the end it's not really. So the Shorekeeper is supposed to be a healer that is also a buffer, and it's just a better Verina, but there is much more than that. But first of all, let's talk about her normal attacks. Every time she uses her normal attacks, she will gain 2 different kind of stacks. Every time she uses the attacks, she will gain 1 collapsed core and 1 empirical data. Now the collapsed cores usually do something, which is that if you are just walking around, after 6 seconds there will become some butterflies that will launch themselves into the enemies. When you think about this, this is actually insane. She is a healer that also becomes a sort of sub DPS. I would not want to call this a sub DPS, but she still manages to heal and also deal damage, but it's not all. Because just like Chang-Li, you can spend these cores and the empirical data in 2 different ways. The first one is by using the heavy attack. When you do your heavy attack, you will consume all of your stacks of empirical data to deal some damage and also pull in all the nearby enemies. And also all of your cores will immediately become some butterflies, so you don't have to waste a total of 30 seconds to shoot 5 projectiles because you will shoot them on the spot. And another way to do this is by doing a mid-air attack, which will consume all of your empirical data and also turn the collapse cores into butterflies in order to deal some damage. Now I don't know if you deal more damage than your heavy attack, because the heavy attack also pulls in the enemies, so maybe it compensates, but we will see this once the scaling comes up. Now just think about this though. This is a healer that can also deal 2 different ways of damage just by doing her normal attacks and a heavy attack. Also, a very cool thing is that when she uses her heavy attack, she will become a butterfly and will constantly consume stamina in order to fly around very fast. And also for the exploration, every time you fly past a plant, she will immediately get it. Now her skill is basically just her normal attacks, but again, another way to deal damage while also healing. She will heal all of your party members and also summon 5 other butterflies, so you get to deal damage by using the empirical data. You get to deal damage by the butterflies made from the collapsed cores, and you also get to deal damage by doing these butterflies that you get when you use the skill. Now her resonance liberation is actually crazy. It's really something that is so interesting and so weird at the same time. Basically, she will put a domain on the field that will heal all of your party members over the time, and this looks pretty normal at first, but when a party member uses their intro skill while you are inside this domain, the domain will basically level up and also increase all of your party members' crit rate for a percentage of the Shorekeeper's energy region. But it's not over, because if you do another intro skill during the level 2 domain, the domain will also get a level 3, and this time all of your party members will also get an increase of crit damage based on your energy region. You can get up to 12.5% of crit rate and up to 25% of crit damage, so you basically get a 50% crit value at maximum by just using her liberation, without even considering all the damage she can deal and just the fact that she's supposed to just be a healer. Now the final part is even more scary. When there is a level 3 domain on the field, if the Shorekeeper herself uses her intro skill, she will immediately end the domain and will deal a massive, I believe it will be a massive amount of damage that is guaranteed to be a critical hit. And I really believe that there will be a very cool animation for it. I really hope so. Something like Jishi skill, but usually her normal intro skill is just her appearing to restore some of your party members' HP and also summon 5 more butterflies. So every time she heals, she basically always summons these fucking butterflies. And lastly, even her auto skill is incredibly powerful. She will summon, you guessed it, 2 more butterflies, but this time they are surrounding your player. And basically every time your resonator gets hit, if you press the dodge button, they will immediately do a perfect dodge. Now I don't know how powerful this is, because in the end you still get all the damage, I suppose. So if you're playing with characters that don't have much HP, I don't know how much it will actually help. I mean, it is very good also for the fact that they last for 30 seconds, but you will still get hit. So for example, if you do get hit while you have the shield of the Bellborn Geosolon, you will still lose one of the 3 times you can get hit by it. I mean, it would have been basically broken if you would immediately dodge them without even being hit. So I get it, I completely get it, don't get me wrong, like she's still broken as shit. And the second effect is that all of your party members just get a damage amplification by 15. Like that's it. Now not only you get your crit increased, now also your damage is increased as well. And it's not over yet, because there are 2 more effects that are crazy powerful. The first thing is that when the Shorekeeper is inside her domain, her energy regen will be increased by 10%, and if Rover is also in the team, she will also gain 10 more energy regen. And the second one is that once every 10 minutes, so this is just once every run of course, if your character is about to die, they will just be healed for half of the Shorekeeper's HP, and the Shorekeeper will lose half of her HP. So now she also saves you from fatal damage. She's absolutely insane. So she basically does everything. She's like Verina but even better somehow. She increases your character's damage, crit rate and crit damage. She can also heal all of your characters at the same time, and she can also deal a lot of damage every time she does so. And she also just drops a nuke every time you finish your Resonance Liberation. Now the only annoying thing is that you will have to like time your concerto energy in order to have a good rotation, because I don't know how much time her domain lasts, but using 3 intro skills during the Resonance Liberation looks like it's out of stuff. But we will see. For now she is absolutely broken. A very good thing is that she reminds me of Zhongli from Genshin, but she's much better, because Zhongli, even though he is very powerful and he can also nerf all of the enemies, he will just make an unbreakable shield and his burst is just a lot of damage. Well, the Shorekeeper actually has so much going on. Not only she just buffs your characters and heals them, she also has a lot of stuff of her own. Also considering that in the future there will also be an echo made for healers, which is just a Star Platinum, so that's amazing. I really like this approach of Wuthering Waves, which tries to make very powerful characters in order to sustain you, and they just make them broken but without also making them very dry. Because for example, Aventurin from Star Rail, he's a beast of a unit, like his shield is broken, but in the end you're just using his skill, and sometimes you use his burst and other times you just use his follow-up attack. Like in the end he's just sitting there using the skill every once in a while. And same goes for Zhongli, just goes into the field, uses the skill and then runs away. While the Shorekeeper goes back, throws a nuke, then runs away, then comes back, then throws some butterflies, then turns into a butterfly, pulls in the enemies, throws more projectiles, it's a lot of stuff going on. Even if it's not much in the end, just a healer that also does something else is amazing. Especially with the fact that she can just use Star Platinum and also become a main DPS for some time. It is really amazing. I think I will pull for her because she's not boring. A healer that isn't boring in any of these games is incredibly rare, so I will try to pull for her even though I'm kinda saving for Camellya. Well, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!